You're listening to Deep Dive, presented by Empire of the Truth.
Hello, welcome back to Deep Dive by Empire of the Truth. We're incredibly grateful for the amazing feedback on our last episode. Thanks for being here and joining us on this journey. Today's episode will be a bit on the shorter side, so while it might be a departure from our usual in-depth sessions, it's our way of balancing things for all of you who've requested something concise. All right, so let's dive into something pretty interesting today.
Sounds good.
We're looking at a story from the Israeliyat. These are those collections of stories in Jewish and Christian texts.
Right.
And they kind of offer a unique perspective on things.
Yeah, they do. They often act as these cautionary tales,
Oh, interesting.
reminding us about the consequences of what we do and how we can be tempted.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
The one we are looking at today really shows this.
Okay, so let's imagine this.
Okay.
There's this guy, and everybody thinks he's super devout.
Okay.
Like the most pious guy around, someone you would trust completely.
Right. Yeah, he's like a pillar of the community.
Yeah.
But this is where it gets interesting because it shows how even someone like that can be tempted.
Right.
Especially when it looks like something else.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So there are these three brothers, and they are going off to war.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a sister they need to leave behind.
Okay.
So they ask this pious guy to watch over her. Because who else would you trust?
Exactly. You'd think he would never betray that trust.
Right, but that's just the setup.
Yeah.
This is where it takes a turn. So you know how he's hesitant at first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's even a little afraid to do it. Almost like he knows it could be dangerous.
Oh, like some foreshadowing?
Yeah, exactly. But the brothers beg him, and finally he says yes.
Okay.
They put the sister in a house right next to his place of worship.
All right.
And at first he's super careful about keeping his distance.
Oh, so like what does he do?
He leaves food outside for her so they never have to interact.
Trying to be cautious, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes what happens next even more interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
Anchor Iblis.
Oh boy.
Satan.
Right.
But he doesn't come in like with evil pronouncements or anything.
Oh, so what does he do?
He whispers these little suggestions to the worshiper.
Like what kind of suggestions?
Just little things, seemingly harmless. Like maybe it's not time to make her come out for food during the day.
Oh, I see.
Maybe it's dangerous. You should take the food to her door.
So, he is using his good intentions against him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's messed up.
It is. He's twisting them into a path that will lead him astray.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so the worshiper starts taking the food to the sister's door,
Of course.
thinking he's just being kind.
Right.
But Iblis doesn't stop there.
No, he keeps going.
He keeps pushing him,
Yeah.
saying it would be even nicer to just leave the food inside the house.
Makes sense, right.
Yeah, because she's alone and might like that.
Exactly. It's all very logical.
Yeah.
But it's a slippery slope.
I see what you mean.
Each step seems small, like it doesn't matter much.
Yeah.
But they are slowly wearing down those boundaries he set up.
Right. And he's justifying each step to himself, right?
Exactly. He's convincing himself that his intentions are pure.
So he starts leaving the food inside, and then what?
Well, then Iblis suggests that he should talk to her from a distance,
Oh, wow.
just to give her some company and make sure she's okay.
Yeah, that seems harmless enough.
Right. It even seems kind of...
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, it's a gradual progression.
Oh, I see. Like he's being conditioned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Iblis is slowly making normal what was unthinkable for the worshiper before.
It's a long game.
Yes, exactly.
So the worshiper, thinking he is being a good caretaker, starts talking to her from his place of worship.
Mm-hmm.
Then Iblis suggests that he should sit closer to her door while they talk.
Oh, so it's more comforting. Right.
Right. It's all for her well-being.
But this is where it really starts to change.
What do you mean?
That physical distance between them keeps shrinking. The lines are getting blurred and it makes things more intimate.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's like a train wreck about to happen, but you can't look away.
Wow. That's a good analogy.
Thanks.
So the worshiper is caught in Iblis' web and keeps sitting closer and closer. He's being lured in and he doesn't see the danger.
He's lost sight of the bigger picture.
Right.
Blind to what might happen because of what he's doing.
And then what happens?
Iblis gives him the final push.
Oh, what does he say?
He says, why not just go inside?
Oh, no.
Talk to her properly, make sure she has privacy and is comfortable.
So he makes it seem like it's the best thing to do.
Exactly. It's the culmination of his strategy.
Right.
breaking down every barrier
Right.
to make what was forbidden seem totally okay.
So does the worshiper fall for it?
He does. He starts spending whole days inside with the sister, talking and keeping her company.
All piety and caution are gone.
Completely vanished.
That's crazy.
And this is where things go really wrong.
What happens?
He gives in to temptation and sleeps with the sister.
Oh, wow.
It's a total fall from grace, right?
Yeah.
He was a symbol of righteousness, and now he's caught up in sin and lies.
It really shows how powerful unchecked temptation is.
Yes, and how it can make you do terrible things.
It makes you wonder, how often do we compromise like that?
Yeah, thinking we are doing good,
Yeah.
but not realizing where it might lead.
What good advice are we accepting that could actually be bad?
Exactly, and the consequences are bad right away.
Oh, yeah.
The sister gets pregnant,
Oh, no.
and he realizes what he has done.
It's like a wake-up call.
Yeah, you can't just ignore what you've done.
Right. Actions have consequences.
And of course, Iblis doesn't let up.
Oh, of course not.
He sees a chance to manipulate the situation even more.
That's so messed up.
It really shows you what Iblis is all about.
Yeah, using people's fear and guilt.
Yeah, pushing him deeper into darkness.
So what does he do?
He tells the worshiper the only way out is to get rid of the problem,
Oh, my God.
to silence the sister and the child.
Wow, just bury the evidence.
Exactly.
It's hard to believe this is the same guy we started with.
I know, right?
Shows how destructive temptation can be.
It can lead to terrible things.
So, driven by panic, what does he do?
He does the unthinkable.
He kills them.
He murders the sister and her child.
Oh, my God.
Buries them in a ditch trying to hide what he did.
It's just awful.
It really is.
It makes you wonder what he's thinking at this point.
You can only imagine.
Right, but the story doesn't really focus on that.
No, it shifts to the brothers coming back from war,
Oh, wow.
totally oblivious to what has happened.
That's heavy.
They go to the worshiper and ask about their sister.
They still trust him completely.
Completely.
And what does he say?
He lies, of course.
Oh, no.
He tells them she died and shows them a fake grave.
More lies on top of everything else.
It's just layer after layer of deception.
And the brothers believe him.
They do. They're heartbroken.
And they mourn at the wrong grave.
Yeah, it's such a powerful image.
It really is.
The contrast between their grief and the truth.
Right, the truth is right there, but hidden.
But you know how it is. The truth has a way of coming out.
And how's it happen here?
Through dreams.
Dreams.
Each brother has a vivid, unsettling dream.
All three of them.
Yeah, all on the same night.
Like something's trying to set things right.
Yeah, it's like a higher power intervening.
That's interesting.
It really makes you think.
So what do they dream about?
They each see a traveler who tells them the truth about their sister.
Wow.
He describes the murder, the location of her real grave, and who killed her?
No way.
The worshiper.
That's insane.
Imagine waking up from that.
Your whole world would be shattered.
The person you trusted most turning out to be a monster.
So what did they do? Did they believe it?
At first they hesitated. It was so shocking.
Yeah, of course.
But the details were so vivid they had to investigate.
Oh.
They went back to the house,
Okay.
and they followed the dream's instructions.
And what did they find?
Her remains exactly where the traveler said.
Their worst fears confirmed.
All that trust gone in a flash.
So what happens next?
They confront the worshiper.
And
he confesses, breaks down completely.
The weight of it all crashing down on him.
All the lies, the manipulation, the murder.
But Iblis isn't done yet, is he?
No, he's still whispering in his ear.
Trying to drag him down further.
Even as he's facing the consequences.
It's like he's scared to lose control over him.
It is, as the brothers are about to deliver justice.
Right.
Iblis makes one last suggestion.
What does he say? What could he possibly offer at this point?
He says there's still a way out, a way to escape punishment.
Yeah.
He tells him to deny God,
Wow.
to reject his faith, to save himself.
It's the ultimate betrayal.
It is clinging to false hope from a deceiver.
Or taking responsibility and facing what he's done.
Exactly.
So does he listen?
He does. Driven by fear and desperation,
He denies God.
he renounces his faith, everything he once believed in.
And what happens? Does it work?
Of course not. Iblis abandons him.
Right. He got what he wanted.
He led him to despair and then left him alone.
It's a perfect example of how evil works.
False promises leading to ruin and then abandonment.
It's a chilling reminder.
It really is.
We have to stay true to ourselves.
Even when things are hard. Just a sad ending for him.
It is. He had so much promise.
He did. It's like a warning, you know?
Yeah,
Even the most devout can fall.
exactly. So how can we make sure we don't fall into the same trap?
That's where the Quran comes in. It's really insightful.
Okay.
Some scholars think the story is connected to a verse about Satan tempting people
To do what?
to disbelieve, to turn away from God.
Oh, I see.
The verse says, Satan leads you astray and then just leaves you.
Wow, that's cold.
He claims he's innocent and fears God.
So he just throws you under the bus after using you?
Exactly. It shows how deceptive evil can be.
Right. It disguises itself as something good.
It can seem righteous, even.
It's a warning, isn't it?
It is. Be careful who you listen to.
Especially when you're feeling lost or desperate.
Yeah, don't stray from your faith.
I think this story has a message for everyone, even if you're not religious.
Oh, absolutely.
It's about temptation, deception, and the consequences of our choices.
It's universal.
Think about how Iblis works.
Yeah, he's sneaky.
He doesn't force you. He just whispers and suggests things.
Plays on your desires and fears.
That's still relevant today.
Oh, yeah, totally.
He understands how people think.
He knows we give in easier when it's gradual.
Like, each step seems harmless at first,
We think we are doing good.
but then we've gone too far.
Lost sight of who we are.
It's the small compromises that get you.
They're the most dangerous.
We have to be more aware of ourselves.
Question our motives. Think about the consequences.
Like that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Exactly.
We start off wanting to help.
But it can get twisted, lead us down the wrong path.
This story is a good reminder.
We all make mistakes.
We give in sometimes.
It's how we learn from them that matters.
So what's the key takeaway here? What do you want our listener to remember?
Be vigilant. Pay attention
To what?
to the advice you get, the choices you make.
And what those choices might lead to.
Are you living by your values?
Right.
Are you going where you meant to go?
And that's something to think about.
We should ask ourselves these questions all the time.
Not just when things are bad.
Every day.
This has been a really fascinating deep dive.
I agree.
Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope this makes you think about your own life and the choices you make.
That's what we hope for. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really makes a difference. And remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to Empire of the Truth so you never miss an episode of our deep dives. We've got plenty more fascinating topics coming up.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Take care, everyone.